Okay, so this will be a tutorial on to make a first-person shooter. So this is the video one. Now, once you get to this screen, whoops. Okay, you get to this screen. Before you click project, if you click add asset, and we'll just do environment prototyping. This saves you having to actually import things later on, so it might just save a bit of time. And I think that's everything. Environment, characters, and yeah, because previous ones you won't need that one. Mechanism, these are ones that I've used in previous videos, but for this one we could be okay with that. I see, that's interesting, San Francisco house, but I'll just click done and create project. So that might take slightly longer to create the project, but basically now hopefully you should know how to start to actually build a scene. So I'm just going to add a terrain. Okay, maybe, okay, Command and D would delete it, so you can sort of create a few, just create a scene very quickly, just a few terrains. With the prototyping, it doesn't matter if it's not even. So now you have standard assets, prototyping, prefabs, and you should have floor. Okay, I think you can just drag that onto, I'll just see what happens if you click it onto the terrain. Okay. What you've got here is an alternative to terrain. So whereas before you could, you might have added more than one terrain, you actually don't need to. You can just delete the terrains, and in fact actually just drag that one back up above the terrain, and you'll see that what you've got here is slightly more realistic, and then you can just resize it 30, I don't know, by whatever, 20 by 30. So now you have, okay, a floor. Okay, so you also have things like a house prototype, things like this. So you might want to use these sort of objects just to build up your scene fairly quickly. I'll just reset that somewhere. Okay. Okay, so when you're at the stage where you're starting to build things onto your scene, what you could do is just just go create empty, give it a name like objects, and then all the things that you've got on your scene that are not moving, you could just drag onto that, so that makes it just a little bit neater. Now with the first person controller, you're then going to want it to hold a weapon. Now if you go onto the internet, this is a very good site, okay, for downloading things that are free. You can, if you want, pay, or you can just click 0 and then just download. Now what you would download is this one here, Modern Weapons, which is the one here. Also there is a link to let's see, you've got this one here. Okay, so there is a link underneath this video to this one here, which are the hands that are holding a gun. So you have a link to both of these assets, so you double click on this one and it opens up in a folder, and you also have this one. So what you'd need to do is just click assets, import package, custom package, okay, and then you import, oops, okay, so you click there and then open. So you then click on this one and click open. So I've already imported this. So what you have is the first person controller. You can do this, edit, lock view to selected, and that zooms in to your first person controller, you'll probably want to just change the Y axis just so it's slightly above the ground. And the next thing we'd do is to actually try to add the gun. Now inside here, third person assets, FPS, you have this one here. Okay, and that is the gun, an AK-47 with the arms. Now if you click FPS controller, you have the first person character which has the camera attached. Now if you press game objects and create empty, just drag that just underneath that and actually just try and drag it on top. Okay, let's just see. Okay, now I'm going to change that to something like weapon holder, and then you drag that one onto it, so you should see the arms. Okay, now if you click on game, okay, so what you would need to do is you click on game, so it's close, you would need to that's FPS controller, you can drag this game into into a new window, maybe down there. Okay, so when you it's gone. No. Okay, just attach it. See, if that doesn't quite work, you should be able to drag it. If I just click on the game tab, that's it. So then you can put it there. So when you're just resizing, sorry, not resizing, just repositioning, you should be able to see how it looks. Okay. This, it might actually take a little bit of time, just repositioning. So eventually you should get it in a position something like this. One thing with that model, you may notice there are two eyes. So if you click on high poly mesh, and then you can should be able to just press command and delete, and then just delete the eyes. So what you've got in about 10 minutes is sort of the beginnings of a first person shooter. Okay. If you haven't got any material on the gun, if it looks white, in assets you have the modern weapons, AK-47, materials, textures, sorry, I think textures, I think it's this one, which I think you can drag that onto, it must be, sorry, straight onto there. Okay, if that doesn't work, you should be able to just drag it straight. If you're on the scene mode, you should be able to just drag it straight onto the gun. Okay, so then you have the full texture.